Listen, you can still say...
Well, if he had his wit.
Well, that
does it disconnect?
Shouldn't, because I'm not using anything. Where the fuck is Wally?
There we go.
Trying to figure out...
Shit. Station today?
Yes, we did.
We left the radio station 10 years ago today.
10 years ago today was our last on-air show together.
You know, I still did one shift after that. I still voice tracked to Saturday, even though I was locked out of the building. I was listening to myself on the air.
Oh, God.
Those assholes.
Yeah. Look at this. I think that until I can switch over, I guess I'm just phoning it with you guys right now.
I guess. All right.
Do I sound, does the phone sound bad?
It doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound as good as you usually sound.
Oh, wait. It's giving me a time now. The time is on here now. It's the only thing that's on. It's in Wednesday, December 21st. It's not Wednesday. Oh, yeah, it's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Must have been that extra whatever you put in your tea.
Bergamot. Nothing's loading up. What the fuck is this?
My ex-wife one time said to me, "What's wrong with me?" I said, "Do you want it alphabetically or in order of importance?"
I don't know if you've known Wally long enough to have a list that big yet.
Couldn't have a list for me. I'm a likable motherfucker.
That's right, motherfucker.
Yeah, see? I need like a tech person. Oh, wait. It says welcome. Oh, that's why it's so slow. It says welcome. It's AOL.
What?
Welcome. It's like you're getting that weird 877 number calling you, and you pick it up and you're like, hello, my name is Paul. I am from the Microsoft.
Yeah. I am from the Microsoft.
That's the best one. I'm calling from the Amazon today. You placed an order of 832 pallets of boogers.
You know, so I was thinking about what you're doing right now, Chris. I was thinking not necessarily about you doing it, but I used to do that particular ethnic voice pretty damn well back in the day. And I thought that as we have moved towards a less funny society, and it's no longer funny to do that voice or any voice, I've forgotten how to do some of those voices. I can't do the Southern voice anymore. I can't do the Hindi voice.
Oh, it's not funny to do it. I mean, I got to tell you, it's not funny to do it. It's not funny when these cocksuckers call my phone. And
no, it's not.
Hello, I'm from the Microsoft. Because you know what? That's who's calling me. You know who's not calling me? Hi, this is Paul from the Microsoft. And
you don't get this one. Hi, I'm Jackie Stewart. It's a great day for you to call Microsoft. I'd like to go over some stuff with you.
Exactly. Ain't nobody being racist on this podcast. This is it's a fact. That's who is calling me.
I do not get a call that says well, actually, in order to get to my English accent, I usually have to go, care for a spot of tea, and then I can do it. But it's still a little bit more broguish than English.
Well, speaking of being offensive.
We do it.
Wait a second.
Here we go.
Being offensive.
Jess's fucking underwear are riding high again. What the fuck did we do now?
We got a community standards violation on TikTok.
We did?
With our very first, I did those little videos I've been doing with the, just a little short 10-second tease of the podcast.
Yeah.
And so the very first one is Chris talking about how big my cock is. And I had gone a couple of weeks before I had done another video because I got too busy. And so when I logged in, I think it was last week, I saw it's a thing saying you've gotten a community standards violation and we've muted your video. And I was like, fucking TikTok, what? And it didn't even say what standard we violated. So I appealed it. And they, within a day, were like, so sorry, our bad. You didn't violate anything. We put the sound back, which means that somebody reported us.
Well, exactly.
So it was only the sound because there was no video. You didn't put a picture of you. You didn't do a dick pic. You didn't put a picture of your cock on video.
There was no picture of my cock in the video. No, it was just our logo.
Our loss.
So it's just a logo.
It's just a logo. They muted the sound because Chris was talking about my cock. So that means somebody reported us. Thank you very much.
Really?
No.
Someone reported us?
Which is actually even funnier because although that video's gotten several hundred views and P.S. more views than any TikTok I've ever put up on my own page, we have one follower on TikTok and it's me. But it goes into people's. Wally, you don't know this because you're not on the TikTok, but it goes into people's
listen,
For
I'm
You
not
page.
on the TikTok.
No.
What'd you say?
Videos go on. It's called a For You page. So it's basically ways for you to discover videos from people that you are following, but also the people that you're not following that TikTok thinks you might enjoy. So
wait, that's a For You page. That's
the
what
For
it is?
You.
The For You
Was
page.
it the For You porn page?
No, not
I
porn.
I thought that was seriously, and I'm not joking. I thought that was fuck your page. I thought somebody was doing something like that because of my mother. And this is why I sent an email to my mother 10 years ago. And I said, hey, I bowled a blah, blah, blah last night. And she replies, oh, okay, GFY.
GFY.
Well, for my mother, that could be good for you or go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know which.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking it was fuck your page.
No, it's
But apparently it's for your page.
it's
Okay.
For You page.
I thought it was For You porn.
So our video
porn.
has been shown to a lot of people, and at least one of those people reported the video.
Don't you hate it when a bot reports you? God damn it.
Yeah.
The TikTok. So I saw you. I saw you said something about mine. Well, I saw somebody else wrote something about. I wrote something about a butter board instead of a cheese board.
Yes, I saw that.
And somebody responded and said, and they sent a link to a TikTok thing. And I think I've said to you, Jess, I haven't worn a watch in 30 years. That's all I know from TikTok.
That's not.
And I don't use that anymore.
That's not the
And
TikTok.
I'm afraid of the TikTok, to be honest.
You don't need to be afraid of the TikTok.
I think the Russians are watching me.
No, it's
they
the
probably are.
Chinese.
It's the Chinese that are watching you. You want to do your impression, Wally?
I mean, the Chinese. No, I haven't done that impression in a long time. I've never done a Chinese impression, ever. It's nothing I've ever done.
How is this shit? How did we used to get away with this shit? You watch a Christmas Story, and you see everybody fa ra 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 ra.
Because back then we didn't know any better, and then we found out, and we had to stop doing it because once you know better, you have to do better.
I must say that one of the greatest racial slur lines I've ever read, an Asian racial slur line I've ever read, and I read this in a book, comes from the Pink Panther, the book.
Oh dear.
And Kato, who is Clouseau's houseboy or servant or partner or whatever, he would hide and he would attack Clouseau when Clouseau would come home to his apartment. And it said, and this is not me saying this is what was in the book. So Clouseau and him fight and they battle it out, and Clouseau says, Kato looked very much like a charred banana.
Jesus, come on.
Jesus Christ Almighty!
You can't do that anymore.
No, you sure
That's
can't.
all I bring it up. I'm bringing it up just to.
And why would you want to? Is my question.
What's that?
And why would you want to? Is my question.
Well, I mean, why would you want to then? Okay, so they're trying to add some sort of descriptive thing.
Right.
Other things you can't do. Mr. Roper standing there looking at Jack shaking an imaginary Tinkerbell. You can't do that anymore. Am I right?
We're trying so hard to get canceled, I swear to God.
Oh my God.
Now, if you want a violation of community standards, here you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Here you go, tiki-taki.
That's the community standard.
They're going to start calling it tiki-taki. No, I don't understand. You listen. You can still say how white a white guy is, so we still get that.
Yep.
Jess.
Yep.
You translucent, dick swinging bitch.
You had to work for that one.
Well, I wasn't sure I wanted to bring it all, but I brought it all.
Well, I think we can all agree on this phone call that Jess has the biggest testicles of anyone in the room.
We've said that several times.
Is that a better soundbite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's why when she gets up, she stoops. It's not because she might hit her head on something. It's because it's weighing her down.
It's a real hanging balls.
I keep mine on my chest.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Oh, wait, let's see. I'm going to try.
Great. Jess is going to talk about her chesticles. You want to get canceled? Let's start there. All right.
All right. I'm back on. Here I am.
All right.
Oh, my
now you sound
gosh.
better.
Good. Now I'm the worst sounding one, as per usual.
Yeah, and you're awful quiet again, Chris. Can you get closer?
Quiet. I'm yelling into the goddamn microphone.
Well, it's significantly quieter than Wally and me.
Well, shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, most people usually are quieter than you, Jess.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Wow. I don't know. You know what it is? It's the extra Bergamot in my tea. It's really got me going.
It's the extra in your tea. And Jess, a lot of people don't know this, Wally. One time the transmitter went off up at WFRE and people still heard Jess.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've worked at radio stations that if you drove around in a van, you'd reach more people.
Which
I saw we had some comments on our little page.
On our Facebook page,
on our Facebook Wits page.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because not only were those comments very nice, people that are giving us feedback at all are giving us really good feedback. I feel like people are enjoying listening to us. Here's the thing.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, because some of us are hilarious, Chris. But
some of us are hilarious, and some people have no fucking
There's
taste.
a lot of stuff that happens before you usually arrive, Chris.
Okay, listen. Let me tell you something. You lately have been later than my sister in high school, and that means two things.
Wow.
Okay, so.
Oh, speaking of your sister in high school. Oh wait, let's just do her thing, and then I have something about.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what this. Okay.
It's kind of disgusting, I think, but go ahead.
So we have ratings and reviews.
Shut up.
What on the Apple?
On the Apple. That's as far as I know. Apple Podcasts is the only place where you can rate and review podcasts.
Okay.
We have 8. We have 8 ratings.
8 reviews?
8. No, we have 3 reviews. We have 8 ratings. So I happen to know at least 9 people have listened to us.
Well, I know that my wife and her office mates listen, so there's a couple more.
That says something.
Yeah.
So all 8 of the ratings are 5 stars. Thank you very much. 8 people who listen.
Wow.
And can I read the 3 reviews?
I wish you would.
Okay.
Yes.
Pegboard 8 says, "Not a dry podcast. Come on, have some fun." 5 stars.
Nice.
Okay.
Cheesy, good. I think it's supposed to be cheese is good for you. There's a little typo in there. That's okay.
Does it mention who the wettest person is in the dry podcast?
It does not.
God, I hope it's me. I hope it's me so I can get my Fumi Lumi shit.
You get a free sample. That's nice.
Yes.
Cheese is good for you says, randomly hysterical. It's like listening to your friends banter if your friends are intelligent and hysterically funny. Glad I stumbled onto this one. Perfect listening after a long day of work.
Wow, nice.
Very good.
And then Extra Cheese Please says, hilarious. These people are funny. So happy I found this podcast. New favorite.
Wow.
Wow. I just pulled it up too. There's one from Nabisco 18 that says, "These vile copywritten cocksuckers." I'm like, oh, well, I'm sorry.
Don't tell them. But listen, I feel like I know there's more people than that have listened, and I know everybody doesn't listen on Apple, but it would really be cool if more people gave us reviews.
Is that the only way you can rate is by going to Apple?
As far as I know, yeah.
I think you have to go to the Apple.
And you have to have an Apple ID, which you can get whether you use an Apple phone or not, because I have an iTunes account. I had to have an iTunes account just to put this podcast on Apple.
So can I ask you, so I still use an iPod. Are those outdated?
Yes, sir. Pick again.
I have one plugged into my car that I listen to.
Everybody uses an iPod, Wally. It's called their phone.
Yeah, I don't listen. Again, I use my phone as a phone, and that's it. And I know
want another one. I got a nice iPod Touch sitting here. You want another one? I'll be happy to send it up to you.
I have an iPod. I don't even know what it's an iPod something.
Can you touch it?
Yeah, you can touch it, and you can.
It's an iPod Touch. Then how about that?
You know what it is? Yeah, but I touch myself, and okay.
Well, that's your fuck stick touch, Wally. It's a totally different thing.
That's a different pod.
Different pod.
That's a pod of a different kind. So if people, I think my wife, I'm going to tell her to rate us. I'm amazed my wife listens.
Listen, that to me says a lot because your wife has heard your bullshit for a long time. 30 plus years.
My wife's been listening to my bullshit for 30 some years.
Yeah. So
and normally after about 4 or 5 seconds, she walks the other way.
So the fact that she is intentionally on purpose listening to our podcast says a lot. Thank you, Jody.
And she's probably not listening for me, though.
No,
she's probably hoping. I hope Jess dick slaps him today. That's what she's probably. I hope Chris gives him a little fucking jab in the back.
That's you hear that? That's all we needed for the suit. That's all we needed. Her lawyer's sitting there. That's all we needed.
Yeah,
Jody's getting the horses and getting the fuck out.
She looks forward to the Monday drop.
You know, I had a Monday drop this week.
I bet you did.
That I was going to tell you all about. I mean, this fucker was down there, and it was so good. When I flushed, it actually stood up, and no, it did. It like saluted me, and I saluted the fucker back and like, good work, sir, and down it went.
Okay, you don't want it to be like an ocean buoy coming back up and hitting you in the crack.
Those are the worst.
That's not good.
Those are the worst.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a problem with that. Absolutely a problem. You know, you have a lot of shit stories. You really do.
Hey, who brought up the Monday drop? You or me?
I admire a man with a lot of shit stories.
Do you?
Yeah.
So here, you know, I was bitching about no snow here last week or the week. I don't know which week it was. I was bitching about it. Jess, I heard you go silent, but I saw you.
So wait, you're bitching about no snow?
Yeah, I was bitching because we need snow here. And
the fuck do you need snow for?
What do you need snow for?
Because we're the fucking vacation land.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The last time I heard somebody say they needed snow, it was like Keanu Reeves in the middle of Hollywood getting some blow. I mean, I need snow. Fuck snow.
We need snowmobilers and skiers and people from Massachusetts and New York to come here and spend that fat dough they have. So we got 16 inches of snow Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to plow. So we're talking about no man bun could do what I did on this weekend. I did the snow plowing. I had to change a hydraulic, my plow broke, so I had to change the hydraulic hoses. What else I had? I had to get the generator working again, going, so we had electricity. And here, you guys, I want you to both be proud of me. I tethered my phone to the Roku so I could watch football.
Wow, look
Kiss
at
my
you
ass.
figuring out technology.
Good job.
I took a big step, you guys, a big step with that tethering of a phone, and then I got a message saying you've used too many gigabytes of whatever that is, data, so you're fucked. And I had no more tethering available to me.
Aww. Poor you.
But then I contacted them, and they said, "Oh no, you're going to be fine because you have unlimited. It's just going to go really slow." So I'm listening to football, and this is normally they sound like this, but it started slowing way down, and there's a runner going up the field. And it slowed down. I couldn't watch. So that was only on live TV. Anything pre-recorded like on Netflix was fine. But yeah, I learned how to tether. Now I'm going to learn how to use the take a note.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Gail or Alexa or
Alexa?
Is that her name? Alexa?
Gail? Where the fuck did you get Gail from? Gail. Oh, here's
gonna be
Gertrude,
yelling at his phone
my
like, Gail. Hey,
my personal
Gail.
assistant, Florence. Hey, Florence. Why is it not working? Gail. God damn it, Jody. This fucking thing doesn't work. Fuck. Gail. God damn it, Jody. This is what I'm hearing happening. This reminds me of my mother when I'm trying to tell her that she can use her voice with a remote control for the Comcast. And I say, Mom, do this, and it changes the channel. So I walk away. 5 minutes later, it puts the words back on the screen, and it just sits there and it says, this fucking thing, Christopher, doesn't work. Dark shadows. This thing doesn't fucking work.
She thinks it's the deaf people thing.
Basically, yeah. I think so. I think she thinks the house boy.
Same thing I'm saying. I can't believe it.
I don't what Christopher, this goddamn thing, and it worked fine until you fucked with it.
His name is
Christopher.
Fine. Why does it keep saying Christopher?
It keeps doing it out of Gail. Gail.
She's calling you Christopher.
Oh my God.
Gail is Alexa's middle name, I guess.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and try that later.
Alexa Gail Smith. You don't know her? That's Alexa Gail Smith, of course. That's her.
Alexa Gail Smith of Queens, New York. Take a note for me, please. Please, I want to tell Jody something, but you won't fucking open. Fuck.
I don't even know where Gail came from.
I don't know. Are you watching the Gail King channel? What the fuck are you watching?
Oprah and I are friends.
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
Good God.
I almost passed. I'm telling you, I almost passed out. I lost so much air, I couldn't breathe in. I felt like I was scuba diving. I was getting the bends.
I can't
my Lord.
see. I'm
Holy
crying.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's Alexa.
Alexa, yes.
What's the other one's name? What's the Apple one's
Gail.
name?
Gail.
Alexa is the Amazon one, right?
Yep.
That would be Siri. Siri.
Siri. And then you can also, I use Google on mine.
What's Google's name?
Google. Gail.
You just say, okay, Google.
It's Giggle. So Google is Google.
Google is what I showed you last week. Google is what I demonstrated last week when I took a note saying Wally wants to know how to.
You said, oh, Google or something like that?
I say, hey. I'm not going to say it because then it's going to
say something to you.
Yeah, she
pop
just
out.
laid there.
Hey,
she just said, oh, Google.
Ask Google who
Google.
Gail is.
Hey, Google.
Hey, Google, who's Gail?
Who's Gail?
Doesn't
Boy,
know.
that worked well.
According to Wikipedia, Gale is a global provider of research and digital learning resources.
Wow, that's close.
Okay.
It could be Gail.
Okay. I guess we're calling it Gail from now on.
Gail.
Maybe that's how I got. Hey, remember that review that said something about intelligent talk?
Boy.
That's going to be fucking erased. That's gone. They're gonna say, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
One of them's an idiot. That's probably me.
Oh, wait. Speaking of idiots,
What?
I was driving down the street the other day. I see a truck ahead of me. He turned off before I could take a picture, but his license plate, he had a personalized license plate. You want to guess what it said?
Gail.
Can you give us more clues?
No. It said truck.
Shot.
His personalized license plate said truck. Which
Pretty good though.
that tells me that he is probably rich because it costs a lot of money to have personalized license plates, and also dumb. So I think I need to meet him. I hope he's single.
Just remember the last time you met somebody. Last time you met somebody dumb that thought they had money.
Yeah.
Let's just remember that, okay?
That's true. That's
Sounds like
true.
you're your kind of guy.
Yeah.
After I was thinking about your Corey Haim love.
Listen, I like a red flag. What can I say?
Well, that's not a red flag. That was like a sheet.
Yeah, true.
That was the whole fucking thing. Then he bought all the red flags, brought them all with him. Yeah, you gotta lay off that stuff. Have you gotten any new bites on your what is your love site called?
Bites on my love site.
I don't know.
Your love site.
I don't think we're talking about my love site on this podcast.
No. What is what are you on? Tinder?
Bumble.
Bumble. No.
Grinder. Is it called Grinder? Is that what you're Grinder?
Grinder's
no, that's not it. Okay.
Grinder's not for me. No, that's for gay people.
Oh, that's for gay people.
I say you could still pick up a man. What the hell?
True, but I'm not sure he would give penis. Me nearly the attention that I need.
Honey, the size cock you have, you'd do fine on Grindr.
I did just hear that there's a new dating show coming next year.
A show like
a TV show.
Love Connection with Chuck Woolery?
Kind of, but the host is going to be Jennifer Nettles of Sugarland.
Okay.
The show is going to be called Farmer Wants a Wife. I'm not making this up. Farmer Wants a Wife, where they're going to pair a male farmer, and a city girl to see if she can hack the farm life.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm already disinterested.
Yeah, me too.
As somebody who's currently living this, I'm already living this. You got to remember,
but in reverse.
Since I've got the farmer's daughter that I'm, going to get married to, and her dad, nice enough guy. Her mom loves me. Her brother, sister, her father, though, I just can't figure it out. And he doesn't have his teeth in sometimes. So when you talk to him, hey, John, how you doing? Okay. All right, that's good. So the whole joke is John being on Wheel of Fortune now. And he's sitting there with Pat Sajak. And, all right, John, well, we've given you the R, S, T, L, N, and E. I need 3 consonants and 1 vowel. All right, and I need a vowel, too. Sorry, John, not a lot of help up on the board there. What do you think the puzzle is? That's right. Congratulations.
You must be fitting into the family really well.
Yeah.
No, they love me. I mean, the only thing I just can't communicate with their father. I mean, maybe if I brought up some videos of fucking Sesame Street and Dr. Beaker, maybe I could.
Wow.
Get him an S-ray reader.
He's cutting you out of the will today.
Yeah, he probably hasn't heard the podcast yet, huh?
No, I'm not sure he will ever hear this podcast. I'm not sure anybody in the family will ever see the podcast. I've already blocked Jenna from the Cheese Wits page. So I'm pretty sure that will never.
Really?
Never.
You really have?
No, I wouldn't fucking do that. I don't even know how to block anybody from my own fucking page.
Kick your ass.
Now this girl, she got big bones. And she is, other than Jess's cock, this is a girl that I'm scared of.
No, you're confusing big bones with big boner. Jess has
Jess has a big boner. Girl has the big bones,
gotcha.
and it's she's like, hey, can I pick you up? I'm like, I don't know whether you. Holy shit, as she did. So
really,
yeah, and that is 7 feet of attitude and a 5'9" body. So a lot of fun.
She's 5'9".
5'9".
She's definitely taller than me.
It's taller than me, too.
I like a tall woman. I like someone that I can look at, almost directly in the face.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that way you never run into that. My eyes are up here. I'm looking straight ahead, honey.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Here's my vagina story. I'm going to try to say vagina like he says China. So China, vagina. So here's my story.
Is this where we get back to Chris's sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not really. I mean, probably not.
Okay.
We're there. So I'm in the grocery the other day. I'm in the grocery 2 days ago. It's 2 days ago. I'm in the grocery. I'm walking around. I'm in the bread aisle. This is somewhat important because it adds to the comic something.
Oh, Christ.
I'm in the bread aisle. And I see sitting on the counter near the Wonder Bread, and it was Wonder Bread, an open box of Monistat 7. You know that yeast stuff?
I do.
And so I picked the box up because I'm a curious motherfucker.
Of course you are.
It's empty. It's empty.
Somebody
The box is
stole
empty.
that shit.
So then I spend the next 20 minutes, and I'm not kidding you. I spend the next 20 minutes walking around trying to spy any snatch scratch going on. Because I'm wondering who's walking around with the Monistat and how the hell they put it on. Do you think they, like, in the store, used the Monistat 7 and did a little?
Oh yeah, sure. They
rub?
just drop trow right there.
I don't
in
know.
the
How
bread
do you?
aisle.
I don't know how you use it. You just put it on your hand and do a little rub, or what?
Well, I mean, you could if you wanted to, but you're supposed to use now, Jess, never having a vaginal yeast infection.
No, of course not.
I wouldn't know, but aren't you supposed to use the applicator?
You are supposed to use. There's an applicator.
So the applicator was gone too. There was nothing in the.
See, but there would have been instructions on the box that would be like, "Hey, there's an applicator in here."
Yeah, but I'm sort of thinking that anybody who opens up a box of Monistat 7 and takes the shit out of the box
Probably
can't read the box.
Well, no, they probably just couldn't afford the Monistat 7. Shit's expensive.
It is expensive stuff. I've had to purchase it for someone before, and it's
Is it really expensive?
$20, ain't it, Jess?
Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've needed to buy it, but it's never been cheap.
Yeah.
So a pack of butts and a thing of Monistat 7 is going to cost you $30.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find the person?
No.
See,
But I so wanted to. I was eagerly looking. I really, really wanted to.
What would you do? What would you have done if you had found her?
I just would have laughed. It would have given me pleasure.
I'm hoping it would have been like bingo, and you would have spotted her, point at her, and just yelled, "Happy Easter!" That's what I'm thinking. That's what I would have done.
I don't listen. Walking through the store, because I'm in the store a lot. There is so much shit people do in stores. I cannot believe. I don't ever want to buy fresh fruit again. You go through and people have spilt their coffee, their spit cup on the apples.
Ugh.
Well, and
Yeah.
everybody's fingering it like it's Mr. Whipple shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
I love
awful. Why
these
do you want to
people.
eat that?
I love these people who walk around with their mask on, and I'm not making any judgment call about a mask. You want a mask? Wear a mask. I don't give a shit. They have a mask on. They pull down their mask to eat a fucking grape to make sure the grapes are okay. You're fucking kidding me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone just felt up the grapes.
And
You've got a mask on.
Touch
but
the
you're
grapes
gonna
with the same hand that's on their shopping cart.
You're going to pop a grape in your mouth that somebody else already just fondled.
Yep.
And now you're rubbing the hell out of a shopping cart. You're right, giving the shopping cart a hand job.
Mm-hmm.
And then pop it. People are fucking stupid. They just are.
Well, there's
The
that
fuck
video
is
going
a
around. It's on the TikTok, which you'll never see, Wally. But there's a video of somebody at I think it said it was a Hannaford, and they were at like their area where they have the soups and the hotter food. And this guy, he pulls down his mask and he starts drinking soup out of the ladle, puts the ladle back in. And it's like, who in the fuck? I mean, what? How uncouth do you have to be?
That's it.
You know what though?
I got to
I
get
mean,
myself on that farmer show. I can't buy food at the grocery store anymore.
No. Oh, you're gonna join the farm?
I got to get on that farmer show. Somebody got to teach me how to grow my own food. I can't buy that stuff at the grocery store with people drinking out of the ladles and licking the grapes.
It's so gross in these stores. People are just fucking disgusting.
And just buy packaged food, okay? Just buy packaged food. Nobody's dipping their
That's
fuck
true.
stick into the vegetable soup that's frozen.
Cookies are
Even
still
so-
safe.
But you see people that decide, I'm going to buy some ice cream. Great. They get the ice cream halfway down the aisle. But here's the fucking other dumb thing people do. You don't start at frozen foods.
No, that's why the frozen foods are on the left and you start to the right.
Right. And the people, they buy the ice cream. They get to the other end where soup is and go, maybe we don't want the ice cream. And they put it on the shelf next to soup. And by the time they get there, it's soup.
And this is why we can't have nice things.
I was at Walmart. It was 2 days ago, and up front, you know where they've got the the cases of Pepsi up front, the cold case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, inside of the cold case, I looked at Jenna and I said, "I'm sorry, is that 2 bags of shrimp in there?" And she said, "Hold on." And she goes back. She just starts making that noise like a cat would make. I guess it was. You know, we used to have fun in the grocery store. You know, I got to a certain age where, you know, I'd go to the grocery store with my parents just to make sure that they were, you know, they were doing okay if they needed any help or whatever. And my dad and I look at one another and I'm like, "Watch this." And I go over to the customer service area and I say to the woman, "Can you blah, 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 blah?" She says, "Okay." So all of a sudden you hear on the overhead, attention shoppers, we're looking for a Mrs. Elizabeth Roth. Mrs. Elizabeth Roth, we know that you are old and confused. Please find an associate. And she comes running. Jesus Christ, you people.
Did that really happen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my dad and I are sitting
old
there,
and confused.
old and confused, yeah. We know you're old and confused. Yeah.
I was in so we have a new Target here. It is a horrible store. But even worse again is the fucking people. It looked like I went into Target and I just wanted to check out the store. I really didn't want to shop. It looked like one of those tribes of shoplifters. The gang of shoplifters went in there. Shit is all over the floor. It's everywhere. They just,
Wow.
It looks like in Filene's basement, if that exists anymore. But it looks like that old stereotype of people fighting over clothes. There was fucking clothes all over the floor, shoes, socks, shit everywhere.
It's
In
been
the food aisle, it's crazy.
It's been a couple of years since I've been in a Target because the last time I walked into one, it looked like that. And I couldn't find what I was looking for, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go order it online, and this is why brick and mortar stores are going away.
Oh, it's absolutely why. But here's part of the problem, I think, with Target. Target is sort of designed because designed in a way that they think that their customer is a better customer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's designed in a more relaxed sort of way. It's not all aisle. It's like little groupings of areas.
Departments.
Little departments. Fucking people go through that and just rip them apart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Target
there's lots
is,
of spots.
it's just a red Walmart. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all that Target is.
It is, because I think a couple weeks ago we said it is still just the same shit, just with a different label on it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. It's still a different shit. And I think we said a couple of weeks ago, we talked about, I wish they'd bring back some of the old. I wish Sears still existed.
It does here.
Chris just bought an oven there.
Just got an oven.
Yeah, I know Chris did. I know we talked about that, but that
There's
was a
one
place
left, and it's in Frederick, Maryland.
Yep.
You could buy a pair of shoes, a pocketbook, and an oven, and a blanket, and a good pillow, and a bed. You could buy all. Now you can't buy. You go into fucking Walmart. You can buy some sort of wackadoodle. It's always wackadoodle clothes with stupid pictures on. I was like, what? Who's wearing the fucking peacock? Not like a peacock like NBC peacock, like a zoo peacock. Who's buying that sweatshirt? Who?
You're not going to buy the Dunder Mifflin sweatshirt?
No,
You're not going to buy that and enjoy that?
No, I'm not buying any of that shit. Although, no, I have my Riff shirt on. No, I just fucking hate I do most of my shopping online too.
Man, I wish
I
wish we had this conversation last week, because I would have had a shirt made that said Gail and sent it up for you for Christmas.
Listen, I don't know where I came up with Gail. I'm sorry about
I'm going to
that.
see if I can
Gail.
figure out how to make my phone respond to Gail, and that's what I'm just going to use from now on.
I may
Gail.
do the same thing here just for shits.
And then if we figure it out, we can call ours Gail, and Wally won't be able to figure out how to do that for his phone.
No, I'll fucking never know. So I know that we try to stay away from lots of our radio stories. There's too many, not too many. But I saw that somebody posted on on our page, on the Cheese Wits page.
The Facebook page.
CHEEZWITS.
Yeah.
The Facebook page. Just in case if you're listening, you think it's CHEESE. It's not. It's like,
I mean,
it's
if
like
they're
that
listening, they can see it on their screen, Wally. We have a logo on the podcast.
But how
Again.
will they find it if we don't tell them? If we don't tell them we're off the air, how will they know?
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then how will they message us and ask when we'll be back on the air?
That's correct.
You fucking fucks. Shut up. Both of you. Put a sock in it.
All right, Gail, continue. I'm sorry.
So I saw that a person, my very first radio job when I was my paid radio job, not my first radio job, but my first paid gig. I think I was 19, and it was the first time. And I think I made like $2.40 an hour or something. It wasn't. It couldn't have been. It could have been $2.70. I don't know. But I saw somebody who I worked with at that radio station posted something about we used to do crosstalks, and for you who have not in radio, it's when the person coming on the air talks to the person who's already on the air, and they have a little banter back and forth, little quippy quips. So we'd have this crosstalk, but she mentioned about one of my very first radio dumbass moves.
Right.
So I used to work Saturday night, and sometimes Saturday night involved sitting on a baseball game or a hockey game. You'd be there till midnight, and then I opened the station up. Mind you, I'm 19. Saturday night, if I get out at 11, 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, after that, I'm drinking. So I'm coming in Sunday morning at 5:30 to open the place up. I'm drunk.
Been there.
Not every. And I come in, and my job on that show was I'd play the Lutheran Hour, which ironically was a 30-minute show.
And it still is. I just scheduled it today.
What?
On Reel. It was on
Yes.
Reel to Reel back then. I played it on Reel to Reel.
Now it's a digital download, but yeah, still a 30-minute show.
No shit. And then I would play like Focus on the Family or something.
Uh-huh.
But then I played music, and that music was, and I think I mentioned this before, it was 90 minutes of Ed Ames, Doris Day, the Lennon Sisters, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was 30 minutes of polka.
Oh, God.
You know what I knew from polka? I knew nothing about polka. But during polka, this particular day, my ass was dragging. So I said, I'm going to McDonald's. So I put the album on. I'm going to just track an album. Back when we had an album. I put the album on. I only had an FM radio on my car. I did not have an AM radio. And this was an AM radio station. So I went to McDonald's. I got back to the station, and the police were there.
Oh, Christ.
I said, what the fuck's happening? What's this about? I go over and lock the door, and they said, are you? I said, yeah. I used my name on the air back then was Andy Gallagher. Back when we used to use fake names.
Really?
Yeah, remember when we used to use fake names?
You know what's funny,
Never done
Wally?
it.
I used my real name when I was on the air with you, and I then started using a fake name after.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
How that worked? I thought everybody used a fake name. So, back in the day, people did use fake names. And so they said, hey, Andy, what's going on? He said, I don't know. What are you guys doing here? I said, well, we got about 20 calls that there was something wrong at the radio station. I said, oh, nothing's wrong. I just went and got some McDonald's and a coffee. I walk into the station. I walk into the studio. And the record has been stuck on the very first track. And if you know anything about records or albums, it stucks and it repeats. Stick, repeat, stick. So this particular polka was called Hot Dog and Bun Polka. And for about 20 minutes, this is what the audience heard. He put her hot dog in the bun, put her hot dog in the bun, put his hot dog in her bun, put his hot dog in her bun. For 20 minutes, all it said was that. Well, this person reminded me on the website that, remember when that record stuck? And yes, I do remember. Hot dog in her bun. And I don't know what that referenced. I'm not sure what the reference was in that song.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I know. I'm pretty sure I can tell you.
I was young and naive. I have no idea what it meant. And the folks who liked polka were not amused by that. However,
Scandalous.
I did get invited to the St. Stanislaus Festival later that year, which I loved doing. I loved going to those things. I never ate so good than when I was working at radio, my first year of radio.
Oh, yeah. We had the Greek show on. Everything. The Greek people. I had so much baklava in the studio. It wasn't even funny, but the food was just so good.
Yes. Love a Greek festival.
Wumpkies and just all kinds of fucking cabbage and kielbasi and they bring it up after. They just bring it to the station for a month. You're getting casseroles of fucking I shit good too.
I'm
all
sure.
That cabbage, I was shitting like a man. I was regular like a motherfucker. You could count on it. Thank God we had indoor plumbing at that station. Unlike one station we worked at, Jess, when the plumbing worked half the time.
And the owner would ration the toilet paper.
Oh, I've had that one before.
Boys and girls had to share the same bathroom.
Yep. I remember one time I went to her and I said, Norma, I need some toilet paper. And she said, where is it all going? And I said, well, Norma, we're wiping our asses with it. See, she didn't think I was that funny. I don't understand.
Jess, I thought you were that funny.
I know.
You have a record skipping. I owned a station in Alabama 20 years ago. And this was Fort Payne, Alabama, fire and brimstone country. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So Sunday mornings, we had the preachers that came in. And after the preachers, the automation just took back over and started playing classic country. It's what we did on Sunday mornings.
Chris,
so, yeah.
Did you have an Ebenezer Baptist church there?
I'm pretty sure it was the Ebenezer Baptist Church, the Pentecostals. That was another one. And then there were the snake handlers that came in as well.
Oh, my God.
But these people would just go up to the microphone. If you getting too inside baseball here, but an old RCA DX77 big pill microphone was in our production studio, and they would just walk up to it and stand there, and they'd shout into it for about 20 minutes. And then when the next preacher would come in, he'd come in, and basically they'd both be talking at the same time for 60 seconds, yelling at each other, and then the one would walk away, put his money in the box, and leave. So this goes on, till 9:30, and the automation just takes over. And preachers done go, Lord Jesus Christ, boom. WFPA, right into drop kick me Jesus through the goalposts of life. What the fuck?
We sure did have some good novelty titles in country music back in the day.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I did all that when I worked in Virginia in Lynchburg, Roanoke. When I worked there, we Sunday mornings were dedicated to preachers.
Was that your Southern accent? Because you shouldn't do that one anymore.
No, Lynchburg, Lynchburg. No, I can't do it. And I really can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do those, but since we've gotten all, I don't even know what you call it. But since I'm so out of practice because I haven't done them in any accents, and that shit. You could make money doing those accents back in the day. You could. If you could do those, I made money doing accents.
You can make money now if you're from the Microsoft.
yeah, you can, but it's not all that legal.
I gotta figure out how to do more accents. Because I could use them in audiobook narration, but I can't. I don't put time into it.
Yeah, I'm afraid that we're not allowed to do them. I really think so. I'm rolling my eyes.
Can you see me rolling my eyes right now?
I don't think anybody's really allowed to. I think that it's too easy to offend people.
You're allowed, first of all, to say anything you want.
You do anything you want to once.
You're right. Yeah, right.
You're allowed to say anything you want and in any way you want. It's just a matter of whether what you say or the way you say it is harmful to someone or not.
Oh, listen, have you seen on the Facebook? On Facebook, every fucking day in the newsfeed, there's at least 2 or 3 people in just the scrolling feed that will say something like, coffee barista can't believe that a customer spoke to her this way. And then another customer service person and another customer service. People are offended by, I look at it and go, what the fuck are you offended by? Do your job and shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
People are offended by everything. There's nothing, Jess, you can say or do that's not going to offend or hurt somebody. Somebody's going to be, oh, you're in my uncomfortable, whatever they call it. You're in my uncomfortable zone. Fuck off.
Ding. Exactly. Somebody does that to me. I'm like, immediately, guess what? Fuck your mother. Okay.
Yeah. Really, I want to say that too, but I'm not really a tough guy. So I don't think I'm I can't run as fast as I used to be. Well, I can't run at all anymore, kind of. But no, I'm just not a tough guy. I did break my back, Jess. Roll your eyes like that. I saw you. Look at. Yeah,
They're gonna get stuck that way.
You are. That's a mother thing to say.
What? That you're gonna make my eyes get stuck in the back of my head?
Yeah, keep making that face. It's gonna get freezing that way.
Don't you remember that what movie was it? The John Cusack movie? Was it One Crazy Summer, where the two little girls are rolling their eyes and he runs up and slaps them on the back and then their eyes are stuck that way for the rest of their lives?
I don't know that movie.
I have not seen this one.
I don't know that movie either.
I don't know if it was One Crazy Summer or it was one of those. I mean, John Cusack was huge in the 80s. It was one of those really.
What's the one where he holds up the radio?
That's Say Anything.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, no, well, I think this was One Crazy Summer, and it might be the same one where the paper boy shows up all over the place wherever he is trying to get his $2 for the newspaper, and he's like, $2. Give me my $2.
Oh, yeah, I know that movie now. I don't know what movie it is, but I know that scene.
I think they're the same. They might be the same movie. They might not, because honestly, most of John Cusack's movies in the 80s were kind of the same. But that's okay. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, see, I think so because I'm a decade older than you.
It wasn't your time for those movies.
And 2 decades older than little boy on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So some of that stuff. Hello, Mickey. Some of that stuff. It's just it goes by me, even though I'm aware of it, and I'm only aware of it because of working in radio. Because you had to be aware in order to go on the air. You had to be aware. That's one of the things I think about radio people, older radio people who were in the business 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and have sort of aged up. You had to be aware of shit. Yeah. You had to have a political awareness, a local awareness, a pop culture awareness. You had to read the newspaper. You had to watch shit. You had to because you couldn't go on the air like you can now and just read off a sheet. You had to know shit, and the audience, the people who listened to you, held you to it. Yeah, you couldn't go on the air and just be an idiot. I mean, you could be an idiot, but you had to know something. You had to know what was happening around the corner.
Well, yeah, because you want to be able to relate to the people who are listening to you.
Yeah, and
now we just relate to each other.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I think maybe now I'm going to go right to the beginning of our what we talked about in the podcast. I think that's part of what maybe people dig about some of the stuff we do is we're aware. You know, I don't know that we're intelligent. We're intelligent unless being intelligent, unless being intelligent is being aware of what's happening here, there, and other places.
I don't know. We should ask Gail.
Except for Jess. Jess knows nothing about pop culture now.
That's not true. That's not true.
You said it last week.
No, I said I know nothing about the news, about what's happening in the news. I know pop culture stuff.
Jess, who's the president?
Oh, it's that one guy.
It's that stumbling guy.
It's that one guy. I know who the president is.
I know you know.
I don't watch the news, but the news is not pop culture.
The president is Regis Philbin.
Oh, finally, Reg made it. So great.
That's a big loss.
So great.
I liked Regis.
Is Kathy Lee the vice president? That would be great.
No, she's the president. Oh, you guys. Hey, Jode, can you go out on the front porch and get the little booklet that's out there at the door? We got one of those booklets
What
that Chris was talking about.
What booklets?
It's a tower that you watch. It's a religious thing, and I think it might.
Let's just say the name. You got a copy of the Watchtower sitting there?
Yes, and
God.
I got to tell you. So where I live, you got to have to really want to the front door, the front door, the one we never use. You really have to want to get to my house. In 20 plus years, we've only had 2 trick-or-treaters, and we light up the house, and because we have like a 500-foot driveway.
Yeah.
It's a long driveway, and we light up the house. So when you come up here, it's because you want to come up. You're trying to peddle something. The only people that come up here are the census, if you're running for office, and the Watchtower folks.
So did we summon them when I was talking about them writing letters? And by the way, when we were talking about that, Chris, I only realized listening to the finished podcast that you thought I was talking about the Church of Latter-day Saints, but I was talking about the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the witnesses.
Chris thought
I thought it was the LDS.
When I was listening, I kind of heard him say it, but he kind of cut out. And then I was like, oh, yeah, no, it wasn't the LDS. It was the Jehovah's Witnesses that show up at the door.
Do the LDS peddle? Do they peddle their religion as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They go door to door.
The Witnesses and the LDS.
Are those the ones where the boys or the young men go out in a white shirt and tie and pants?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We haven't had any of them. And it's weird because we have a Church of Latter-day Saints about a mile from my house.
So, but we summoned the witnesses to your house when I was talking about how they're writing me letters.
The witnesses came and they left the pamphlet, and they must have left it, but I don't know when they left it because we don't use that particular door that often. Most of the time we go out through the garage.
But the fact that you knew that they left that book out there and it's still out there.
It was 1994.
Yeah.
How do you view the future? Will our world
I've gotten that one.
Get worse or get better?
Everybody's gotten that one. I mean, those are the one. I think it's only the same one.
Yeah.
That goes around. You know, you talk about religion. You ever just have a random thought cross your mind? Just stupid shit. You're walking through the house and you think about something and you blurt it out. And I'm sitting there, in the house. I get up from the bed. I'm walking downstairs, walking past the front door, going toward the laundry room, and out of my mouth comes, "Who the fuck are the Gideons?"
I've never seen a Gideon.
Oh my God.
That's like me when I was talking about last time when I said, as I was thinking about where I wanted to look for houses to buy, all of a sudden I was like, how did they find houses to buy before there was the internet?
Isn't there a movie? There's an old movie with Henry Fonda in it called Gideon's Way or something. He's on death row. Jess, what is that thing called?
QR code. A QR code.
Oh yeah. So the JW has they have a QR code. What do you scan it and it tells you all about?
Yes, Wally.
You just put it on your phone.
Takes you to their website.
I've only seen those on lottery tickets.
They're on everything. You haven't been to a restaurant where they have the menu that way now?
I would never use this shit.
I was at a restaurant yesterday. There were no paper menus. There was only the QR code.
Wow. I love the feel of paper.
I'm sure they probably, if you ask, probably would have brought you a paper menu. But especially since COVID, there haven't been paper menus in a lot of places.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, it's on the table.
There's an assumption. There's an assumption there that you have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people just don't have a cell phone, right?
Probably.
Some people don't.
I don't know them, but probably.
Look, my parents, have cell phones, albeit flip phones.
Now
they've got their mobile phones.
My friend's husband only just recently gave up his flip phone for a smartphone. He doesn't know how to use it at all, but he has it. And when she and I went out to lunch one time at a place that had the QR codes during COVID, I was like, man, if Kurt was here, he would have no idea what to do right now.
I wouldn't either.
No.
And I have a smartphone.
And like I was saying, they probably would bring you a paper menu if you asked for one. But
Well, you know what the problem with a smartphone is? If you're like me, a dummy, doesn't matter how fucking smart the phone is, the dummy still has to make it work.
yep.
And hey, whoa, back off, baby.
Can't.
Yeah, I wouldn't scan any of this shit. If you can't tell me, I'm not interested in your shit.
Wally's bringing his phone in to the table, QR codes right there, and go, Gail! Gail! I need the fucking menu, Gail!
Do they have burgers here, Gail?
Gail! Gail, I need nutritional and fuck! Gail! And that's Wally versus the cell phone.
You guys, and it's not because it's not because I'm older. It's not because I'm older than you. I fucking don't like it. I don't like not talking to people. I don't like not reading shit. I like tactile. I like touching shit. I want to feel paper, or I want to feel the sticky of the menu. I don't care. I want to feel it's there's something about it. There's just something about it. It's making it real. The rest of it just seems so fucking artificial. And go ahead and talk to a 12-year-old, and you'll understand. They fucking can't have a conversation.
Well, I mean,
I'm
they
pretty
can't
sure,
tell
though,
time.
that my father said the same thing about me when I was a 12-year-old. And I didn't have any of that shit yet.
No, but that's just because you were you.
Oh,
Just for fun, when the time comes, I'm actually going to have a QR code tattooed right on my fuck stick, and somebody can take their phone out, and Gail can tell you exactly what diseases I have.
Just to tell you who you slept with, anybody you slept with. So if there's ever a thought, hey, you know what? That's a fucking idea, Chris.
And then it has reviews. It's reviews of how good and or bad you've been.
And it's you've been with. So
wouldn't that be great?
No one will have to sniff your underwear to see if it smells like somebody else. They can just scan your QR code to see, hey, what were you doing with Gail?
Scan the QCOC code. That's what we'll call it. The QCOC code. And then all of a sudden, then Gail will tell you about me. It'll just sit there. 1 star. Wouldn't fuck again.
or Jess. When you get hooked up with a fucking another dickhead, you can just scan his dick QR code and it'll say, dickhead slept with Jennifer yesterday.
See, and that would save me the time and expense of putting up another website.
It would.
God, that website that's so old. You did that thing on Angel Fire, didn't you? I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it looks really good on that Netscape browser, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, Jess is good at that shit.
She's very good at that shit.
She is good at that.
Thanks,
Jess is good at a lot of shit.
It's a nice.
Are you talking websites or attracting psycho men?
Yes.
Oh, she's good at that.
She's good at both. I mean, hell.
There's no doubt.
My freak beacon is still lit.
That's your freaking beacon.
Beacon?
My freak beacon. It's the light that brings all of the freaks to me.
Yeah, but you're on that love site. You're on that
love site.
The love site.
You're on the website.
I'm gonna get there on the love site later on and see if I can get me a little bit of finger sticks.
All right. I'm gonna call it you're on that website, that hookup website.
It's not a hookup website. It's a dating website.
Well, what the fuck is dating? Isn't that hooking up?
No,
it's going out to dinner, getting some wine, and then fucking.
Okay.
Hooking up is fucking.
So you got to get the QR code and then fuck. Get the QR code burger.
Yeah.
And then hook up.
Maybe. Depends.
I got you.
Wait a minute. I fucked up a lot when I was young then because girls would say you want to hook up, and I'm thinking like an Atari or some shit. God, I probably missed getting laid so much when I was young.
It's starting to sound that way, yeah.
Oh, my God. Hey, what did that girl say? My game was so old it was bought at James Way?
Oh, God damn it.
James,
Lord.
Jess, any new showings?
yeah, we've had a couple of showings.
Any new feedback?
Oh, let me tell you about this motherfucker.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Hold on. Let me heat
Here
up
it
my
goes.
tea.
Are you seated? Are you sitting down?
I am.
Oh, luckily,
So when somebody wants to view the house, when they request a showing, when I have to leave and take the dogs with me when they're going to be here looking at the house, and because I don't know how long they're going to be, and I don't really have any place to go in the middle of a work day with 2 dogs, I just go to the little side street across the street and park with the dogs in the car. So I can just watch when the people leave, I can leave, right? So I am trying to pull out of my driveway about 10 minutes before the showing, and a car pulls up and kind of stops in front of my house, but in the middle of the road. And the guy waves me out of my own driveway. And I'm like, oh, are you coming in? Okay. So I drive across the street. I go up to the end of it's a little cul-de-sac. I turn around. I come back down. I park on the side of the street. I see this man in my driveway. He gets out of his car. He walks around in the back. He's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I think he just got out of the gym or something, because he walks around the back of his car, opens it up, pulls out some sweatpants, starts getting dressed in the middle of my driveway. Then he walks across the street to talk to me. You're not supposed to do that. All communication's supposed to go between the 2 realtors. So I roll down my window. He introduces himself. He sees my dog and says, "Oh, she's beautiful. Can I adopt her?" No.
no, I don't think you can.
He asks me about the neighborhood. He asks me if, why I want to move. I say,
You can't even attract a man who's a house buyer who's not a fucking
Nope.
Fruit Loop.
nope, I sure can't. I tell him I just need a little bit more space. That's why I want to move. He says, are there any problems in the neighborhood? Nope. Good place to live. His realtor shows up. He comes. Yeah, absolutely no drive-by shootings have happened here in the last year and a half.
No.
His realtor pulls in. He goes back across the street. They go in the house. They look at the place. They come back out. The realtor drives off. Dude gets in his car and drives back across the street to talk to me again. Talking about, I liked the place, but my realtor says that that you bought it in 2017 and it's depreciated a lot since then. No fucking house is depreciated. I could have burned it down. It would still be worth more today than it was when I bought it. So I was like, well, that's not actually true. And he's like, yeah, and it's been on the market for 2 weeks. And I was like, no, it's been on the market for 4 days. Oh, I wonder where he got that information. Yeah, I don't know. He says, well, would you take any less on the price? I said, well, what are you thinking? And he said, well, what are you thinking? Well, what I was thinking is what it's listed at.
Right.
So what do you think? He's like, well, how low would you go? I said, I'll tell you what. Have your realtor talk to my realtor. And he's like, well, I'd like to stay in touch. Can we exchange phone numbers so that I can think about it and get back to you?
Man.
Nope. Your realtor knows how to get a hold of my realtor. So we'll just let them do what they do. Let them earn their money. So,
What did he think? He was going to sleep his way into a discount?
no, he sure wasn't.
Gotta hit that QR code.
Yeah.
What the
So I texted my realtor and I was like, he told me his name was Phil, and I texted my realtor and I was like, old Phil's going to give you a lowball offer. You just wait. But he's still thinking it over. He has made no offers yet.
His name probably ain't even Phil.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. It's John Gacy, I believe.
Yeah, he had a big clown wig on. Was that unusual?
Maybe a little.
Oh, no. He's probably from work.
I'm
See, I
being
know
called
pop
for
culture.
dinner, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got to run. Could I tell you the dad joke of the week, though, before I go?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, so there's an old man. He's in the hospital, and he's been there for quite some time. And he's walking down the hallway, and he's got his robe open, and his cock is hanging out. And the nurse says, "Mr. Jones, you can't have your cock hanging out." He says, "Well, my penis died. I'm sorry about that. I'll cover it up." So he covers it up, and the next day he's walking down the hall, and he's got his cock hanging out. And the nurse says, Mr. Jones, I told you couldn't do that. He says, well, my penis died, and today's the viewing. There you go. I'll talk to you all next week.
All right. Hey, people who are listening, please rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts. Please and
Rate us and review us, please. Don't put up those 2, 3, 4 schmucks, however many there are here. Thank you.
Okay.
1 star. Wouldn't fuck here again. Say goodnight, Gail.